Welcome back, everybody, to the Seattle Sonics, my NBA franchise here on NBA 2K22. Today we had the trade deadline, and our Sonics are in a very interesting position because we're not at the bottom of the standings, unlike last year, but we're also not at the top as a true championship contender. We're right in the middle, currently as the 7th seed, with an opportunity to bolster our team for trying to get into the playoffs or to cash in on some assets and sell at this year's trade deadline. So we have a number of different options of what we could end up doing. I do want to take a look at the standings real quick. It'll get us a good gauge of who's buying and who's selling, not just for trades that we can make, but trades around the league between CPU teams. If you remember last year, I had a few trades between CPU teams that I made during the trade deadline, and I was able to make a few more this season that I thought made sense and would spice things up in our league. So the first trade involves our expansion buddies, the St. Louis Spirits. Us and St. Louis have pretty much swapped spots in the standings. This year we happen to be pretty average, and they happen to be really bad. John Wall is on the final year of his contract, and they don't really have a spot for him. So John Wall and a second-round pick will be going to the Wizards for 2 second-round picks. The Wizards are currently the 1 seed in the East. Their point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, is currently injured, so a reunion of John Wall back to Washington does make sense. The Jazz have heavily underachieved this season, and they don't really need Mike Conley anymore with him being on the final year of his deal, so he will be traded to the Celtics for a talented young player in Nathan K. Jr., who was picked in the late first round, along with a couple second-round picks. And as we look at the Jazz, with Donovan Mitchell now being 26 years old and the Jazz not really fielding a contender around him, maybe Donovan Mitchell starts to grow restless and might want out of Utah in the near future. The Indiana Pacers have completely imploded. Miles Turner's really their only veteran left, and now he is on the move to the Brooklyn Nets for Sekou Doumbouya and 2 second-round picks. The Nets need some size. The Pacers need more youth to go along with their rebuild, so I think that's a pretty good move for both sides. I think Sekou has more value in 2K than he does in real life. A simple player-for-player swap. Norman Powell to the Grizzlies for Zaire Williams. The Grizzlies are one of the best teams in the NBA. I think they could use some more help at that 2-guard position, with their starter currently being Gary Harris. And I don't think they're convinced Zaire Williams is a piece of the future. He hasn't really been a core part of this team. He hasn't really improved from his first year to his second year. And the rebuilding Blazers get to add another young piece. The Pascal Siakam experiment from the Warriors has gone terribly. They, I believe, have the worst record in the Western Conference. So it's a big 3-team trade. Siakam is going to Phoenix. The Warriors will be getting back Jalen Smith, LaMarcus Aldridge Jr., a future first, 2 second-rounders, and Evan Creed, a really talented young center from Milwaukee who will be acquiring Dario Saric from the Phoenix Suns. Siakam does not cost nearly as much as he did last season from Toronto because his value has gone down quite a bit. But the Warriors have offered a number of trades involving Pascal Siakam. They clearly want to get rid of him. The Bucks get to add a proven center off the bench, and the Suns add a star in Siakam. And then we have another player-for-player swap. Christian Wood for Jonas Valanciunas. Wood is a better fit for New Orleans with Zion because he provides floor spacing, whereas Valanciunas is on his contract longer, and I think he can be a building block for the Houston Rockets. Even though he is 30, it's not like he's young. I think he can be the center going forward for Houston, whereas New Orleans, who's in the midst of a playoff push, can add an upgrade in Christian Wood, who's a better fit alongside Zion Williamson. So that will conclude the trade deadline for the rest of the league, but now it's time to talk about our moves. Ayo Dosunmu wants nothing to do with us. He's on the last year of his contract. He has no interest in re-signing. He says he's done with the Seattle Sonics, so we will be trading him to the Atlanta Hawks for a future first and a future second. The Hawks could use some more depth at point guard behind Trae Young, and we get to add to our already large army of draft picks. With the trading away of Ayo Dosunmu, we do have an extra roster spot open up, and I'm going to look at Luke Foreman. He's more of a traditional low-post big man who played on our Summer League team last season. He'll probably be in the G League for now, might get some minutes at the end of the season if our spot is already set in the playoffs. And then our big trade, and it's kind of a weird one, but hear me out. Kelly Oubre for Jakob Poeltl. Both players are on expiring deals, so neither of them would probably be long-term pieces. So I'm trying to get who I think would be the better fit for the team right now, and in my opinion, that's Jakob Poeltl. We have a lot of talented wings, but we need more size. You could argue that Kelly Oubre is slightly the better player, but I think Oubre is sort of being wasted here. I think he would do better in a different situation, and we need more talent with our bigs. The Spurs do not agree to that, but all we have to do is add a 2026 second-round pick, so I'm going to do that. Kelly Oubre and a future second-round pick to the Spurs for Jakob Poeltl and their second-round pick in this year's draft, if I'm correct. So Jakob Poeltl will become our starting center. Marvin Bagley will move off the bench. I think having Bagley at his natural position of power forward would be better for him, and I've noticed he does way better whenever Buzz is not in the game, which is kind of odd. So if we can have Bagley and Buzz on the floor at opposite times, that would probably be a good idea. I want to simcast Poeltl's debut because I just want to go up to the All-Star break and not play any games. And we lose 89-96 against the Miami Heat, who have like the worst record in the Eastern Conference, so that's fun. Poeltl himself wasn't too bad. 4 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Not fantastic, but I like those 5 assists for a center. That's cool. So we're going to simulate up to the All-Star break. We have 2 games against the Bulls and the Suns. 2 pretty good teams. So if we split those last 2 games, I'll be pretty content. Unfortunately, Oscar J. Basilin sprained his knee. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, so he might miss some games, but he also might miss some All-Star festivities as well. We have dropped to the 8 seed and are 30-29 entering the All-Star break. We did split those 2 games against Chicago and Phoenix. I'm pretty sure we actually beat Chicago, yes, and then we lost to Phoenix. The first portion of All-Star Weekend is the Rising Stars game, in which we have our very own Buzz Wigginton on Team USA. Unfortunately, no Oscar. I think he would have made it had he not gotten injured, but oh well. Team World is on the left, Team USA is on the right, and it's back and forth, but Team World is now pulling ahead. And it looks like Team World will get the victory, 121-110. Buzz Wigginton did his part. He had 21 points, second on the team, only trailing Cade Cunningham, who had 22. The rookie, Isaki McDaniels, with 19, leading the way for Team World. They had a number of players in the double figures to help them get the win. As for All-Stars Saturday night, here is the dunk contest lineup. The 7'6" Boama Chukwumereji headlines the performers. I think Oscar would have been in the dunk contest, but again, since he's hurt, he cannot. A very star-studded three-point contest, so we're going to simulate past those events since we don't have any of our guys in them. And Luka Doncic would end up winning the three-point contest, and the dunk contest would end up going to Boama Chukwumereji. I kind of want to see what a 7'6" big man would do in the dunk contest, so I may or may not have played the dunk contest off camera and usered Boama. Yeah, I kind of wanted to see what he would do, so I was able to record some footage, and I decided to show you some Boama Chukwumereji in the dunk contest. His first one misses the through-the-leg slam. We do get another chance, though. I really like the new dunk contest this year. No one's talked about it, but it's way better. Ooh, look at that windmill. I think that's a reverse, too. He did that with the left hand. Going with the thumbs down celebration. I don't think he liked it, but for a 7'6" mammoth of a human being, that is awfully impressive. Yeah, that was a left-handed windmill. I'm pretty sure he's a whitey, so that's pretty hard to do if you're offhand. And he ends up getting a 45. That is a high score. Let's take a look at his second dunk now. We already know the result of him winning, but why not take a look? What a dunk. That was a 360. He might have done a windmill too. Again, let's look at the replay. 360. Oh, yeah, that was nifty. Again, you don't see many 7'6" human beings doing this. I know Boama is on our rival, but it's still fun to see a 7'6" person doing that. He only got a 39. I think that's disrespectful. I think that was better than his first dunk, to be brutally honest. And he did that on the first try, whereas he didn't with his first dunk. So I'm not sure why he got a lower score, but it doesn't matter. He ended up winning. The dunk contest was only 2 rounds, which kind of caught me off guard. But yeah, there you go. There's your 2023 dunk contest with Boama Chukwumereji taking the crown. So last but not least, we have the All-Star game. I would have used Buzz had he played in it, but unfortunately he did not. In my opinion, he got snubbed as Team Giannis beats Team Luka. 18 points for Damian Lillard. He leads the way for Giannis's team. They had a number of players finish in the double figures. Luka tried to carry his team. He had a game-high 25 points, but unfortunately for him, it was not enough to get the W. So now we're on to the second half of the season, and that starts with the contract extension deadline. Cam Reddish wants to test. Now, that's fine. He is restricted. R.J. Hampton says he wants to resign, and with how R.J. Hampton's been playing lately, I would like to have him around long-term. I do want to wait a little bit, and he is still under contract for next year, so we don't have to rush to give him an extension. So I think we're going to hold off for now, but assuming he still wants to come back next season, we will offer him. We're going to simulate up to this Boston game, which we will play. We ended up getting another injury in that span. Jordan Poole with a minor injury, but the big one is Donovan Mitchell. Broken left finger, out 2 to 4 weeks. He can play through it, but I don't see a reason to risk it. So we have R.J. Hampton, Jordan Poole, and Oscar J. Basile, who will all be rotating at guard. I have Hampton starting at the point for now, but they're all equally bad playmakers. So in the 4 games we simulated against 4 pretty solid teams, we go 4-0. We beat the Phoenix Suns, who just acquired Pascal Siakam. We beat the Spurs in the Kelly Oubre-Jakob Poeltl revenge game. Kelly Oubre had a whopping 0 points on 0 of 6 shooting, so he didn't do very well against his old team. Jakob Poeltl was all right. He had 8 and 6 on perfect shooting, so he did not miss, whereas Kelly Oubre did not make. We also beat the Trailblazers twice, who have been playing pretty good basketball as of recent. So that brings us to the Boston Celtics, who are 38 and 26, trying to stop our 4-game win streak here on our home court, rocking the alternate jerseys. Let's get this one underway as Mitchell Robinson defeats Jakob Poeltl on the tip. Robinson inside. He's denied. Jakob Poeltl with the block. Poeltl, of course, is only on a 1-year deal. He might not stick around long term, but he will provide some nice veteran assistance at that starting center position. Poeltl has it on the wing, trying to back down here on Mitchell Robinson, and he is blocked. So Mitchell Robinson answers right back, getting some revenge. Tatum at the rim. No good. Rebounded by Cam Reddish. Good defense by Jakob Poeltl. On the fast break, Jordan Poole lets it fly. Jordan Poole connects from deep, and it is now a 3-2 ball game. Jaylen Brown gets it to Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet tries to get a late shot off, and it's good. Fred VanVleet beats the buzzer, and we're now tied at 5. Jaylen Brown denied at the rim by Buzz Wigginton, the #1 pick out of the University of Michigan. Poole in the corner for Killa. Cam Reddish for 3. Good defense there by Marvin Bagley, but Mitchell Robinson gets the rebound, and Jason Tatum is open from beyond the arc. He sinks it for Boston, and that'll make it a 12-10 ball game. Did you see Marvin Bagley tapping the floor? I love how Jason Tatum then just drives by him like it's nothing. The only one who defended Hampton inside was R.J. Hampton, so I don't know why Bagley was taunting. Buzz Wigginton misses the layup, gets his own rebound, gets the putback. Buzz Wigginton has 6 rebounds here in the first quarter alone. That's a lot. 14-12, a fairly low-scoring ball game. Both defenses playing pretty well right now as Tatum will get the layup over the extended arm of Marvin Bagley. Now tied at 16. Here is Terrence Ross in the corner for Dennis, the menace to society. Dennis Schroeder from the land of far, far away. Now it's 21-18. Here's Bagley with the fadeaway. Nice shot by Marvin Bagley, making noise when Buzz Wigginton is out of the game. I'm telling you, whenever Buzz is out is when Marvin happens to play his best. I'm not sure why that's the case. Dwayne Dedmon with the pick and roll, rolling inside for the dunk. 25-22 now. Cam Reddish gets the and 1. Big play for Reddish, who's already in the double figures here in the first quarter. And that'll tie this game up at 25 with about 15 seconds left in the quarter. Off the inbound. Reddish with the basketball, trying to do some more damage. Gets it to the rookie, Oscar J. Basile, who hits the 3. The Sonics are now up 25-28. Both offenses really playing well here at the end of the first quarter as Tatum heaves it up from the logo, and it is no good. Good first quarter for Seattle. They have the lead against, I would say, a superior team in the Boston Celtics. So we advance to the second. Lonnie Walker throws it down with the two-handed slam-a-jamma. 27-32. Here's Jaylen Brown, who is a little bit banged up tonight, but he's still giving it a go, hitting the mid-ranger. 29-32. Oscar J. Basile with the steal. Here comes the Sonics. Walker to Oscar. Pump fake. Gonna let it fly. Oscar J. Basile Once again, he now has 8 points. Good start to the second quarter for the Sonics. Jason Tatum trying to answer right back from a few feet beyond the three-point line. It is good. Now 32-35. That shot is blocked by Mitchell Robinson. That was Bol who took the shot. And then on the ensuing possession, Jaylen Brown with the tough shot. Good defense by Oscar, but it doesn't matter as the Celtics bring within one. Boston now trying to take the lead, but Jakob Poeltl steals the pass. Poeltl, the cross-court dime for Poole, over to Buzz Wigginton, who makes the layup. Buzz now with 6 and 6 tonight, well on his way to another double-double. As Buzz gets it inside for R.J. Hampton. Buzz probably should have passed it sooner, but it doesn't really matter. Hampton still got the shot off. Now it's 34-39. Here is Jason Tatum. Fade away, Trayvon. Jason Tatum from deep. And the Boston Celtics now tied at 39. This has been a very good game so far. Here comes Jordan Poole with the two-handed dunk. Darting by Mike Conley for the slam. 39-41. Another block for Jakob Poeltl, who sent that one to the moon. Poeltl has not had a big day in the box score, but he's done a lot of the little things tonight. I've been fairly impressed with Jakob Poeltl on my first game seeing him as a Sonic. Dwayne Dedmon makes the line too. I don't blame Poeltl for letting Dedmon shoot. I mean, he's not a known jump shooter. Nice crossover by Buzz Wigginton, who will lay it inside. Buzz now with 8 points, 8 boards. This one is knotted up at 45 late in the first half. Reddish gets fooled by the pump fake. Tatum inside for Terrence Ross, who gets the slam. 47-45 now. Ensuing possession. Step back three for Poole. Off the mark. Rebounded by Jakob Poeltl, who will make the play. Poeltl ties it back up at 47. Winding moments of the first half. Can Boston take the lead? Ross, line two, is good. Terrence Ross will give the Celtics the lead. But overall, not a bad first half there from the Sonics. They held tough with a really good Boston team, and it looks like this game could come down to the wire. Jason Tatum with 19 and a half. The Sonics really had trouble defending him, particularly when Buzz Wigginton was out of the game. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Mike Conley fools Poeltl on the pump fake. Early three for Conley, who's been pretty quiet so far tonight for the Celtics. Jason Tatum steals the pass from Poole on the fast break. In the corner, Fred VanVleet for three. And within about 40 seconds here in the second half, the Celtics with 6 unanswered. Now they lead by 9 points. Here's Jordan Poole for Cam Reddish, who has space and lets it fly. Big three for Cam Reddish to try to get Seattle some momentum back. 59-51. Jaylen Brown with the drive and the layup. Nice play by Jaylen Brown. Cam Reddish nearly blocked it, but it is now a 10-point game. Reddish takes the three, no good. Rebounded by Buzz Wigginton, his 9th of the game. Wigginton has it stolen by Conley, but gets it back. And he's going to back down on Mike Conley. That is an obvious size mismatch, and Conley makes him pay. Now 63-53. Jaylen Brown connects from deep, and the Sonics have imploded here in the third quarter. The Celtics have outscored Seattle by 11 in this quarter, and we're only 3 minutes in. Bol blocks it, but it goes right into the hands of Dennis Schroeder, who makes the shot. That's the type of quarter it's been so far for Seattle. Just really poor luck and really poor defense. Jason Tatum with the shot, and it is a 17-point game. The Celtics have outscored Seattle 23-8 in the second half so far. The onslaught continues. That's Mitchell Robinson with the slam, and it is a 19-point Boston Celtic lead. The Sonics have to get into a groove here at the end of this third quarter, or else they will be in trouble. That's a good start. Oscar Jabasilan makes the three. Now a 16-point game. Oscar trying to do some more with the drive and the poster! Oscar Jabasilan went up there. However, the Celtics are still maintaining a comfortable lead. They are up by 18. Cam Reddish, deep three is good. Reddish with a team high, 16 points. The Sonics are starting to look good on offense, but defensively it's still been a struggle. Jason Tatum is a man on a mission tonight. He continues to be very impressive. Oscar Jabasilan tries to drive by Rubio inside for Marvin Bagley with the hook shot. He was double-teamed, but still gets it to fall. And it is now 80-65. Poole in the corner. Contested three for Walker, and it will toilet roll in. Lonnie Walker connects from the line of far, far away. And it is now a 12-point game. Walker with the slam. And the Sonics are making a comeback. They're now only down by 10. Seattle currently on a 7-0 run as Tatum misses the shot, grabs his own rebound for Robinson over to Ricky Rubio with not a lot of time left in the half. Rubio lobs it up for Mitchell Robinson. The Celtics needed to get some momentum back, and that they do on that play. Winding moments of the third quarter. Jordan Poole beats the buzzer. Poole with the long mid-ranger. Not a good quarter for Seattle, but they look good those final few minutes to keep themselves in the game. Boston at one point was up by 19, so Seattle has to be pretty happy that it's only a 10-point game. But Jason Tatum immediately starts the fourth quarter off of the 3. Not ideal. On the other end, nobody defends the paint, and R.J. Hampton comes flying in for the dunk. 87-76. Bagley over to Lonnie Walker, who lays it in. Nice play for Lonnie, who has 11 tonight. And it is a 9-point game. Seattle slowly but surely making some ground. Tatum with the screen and the drive and the finish. Jason Tatum is too much to handle. Seattle needs to get Buzz into the game because Jason Tatum has gone off with Buzz not guarding him. Another dunk for R.J. Hampton. He has 6 points in the fourth quarter, 4 of which have come off the slam. Conley at the rim, blocked by Pirtle. Robinson gets it back, but he loses it. R.J. Hampton with the steal on the fast break. Jordan Poole, bang! Jordan Poole for 3. It's a 6-point game. The Sonics are right back in it. Conley gets it to Tatum, still guarded by Marvin Bagley. And Jason Tatum continues to just dominate Marvin Bagley. Bagley's a big man. He's not supposed to be on the perimeter. And Jason Tatum has made that well known tonight. Fred VanVleet lays it in, and the Celtics are right back to a 10-point lead. So Seattle's pretty much at square one where they started here in the fourth quarter, and they've got some more ground to make up. Good shot by Buzz Wigginton. Nice defense by Tatum, but it doesn't matter. 93-85 on the break. R.J. Hampton contested 3. It's good! R.J. with the J. It's a 5-point game, the closest it's been in a while. But Boston answers right back. An and-one jumper for Jaylen Brown. That one looked like all ball from this angle, but the officials clearly disagree. Celtics up by 6 with 3.5 to go. The lob is blocked by Pirtle. On the fast break, Buzz Wigginton lets it fly. The pull-up 3 from Buzz is good. Now a 5-point game. Cam Reddish, line 2, no good. But Jordan Poole is right there for the rebound and the putback. 16-5 tonight. A good outing for Jordan Poole. This is a 3-point game with 1.5 minutes to go. Boston needs a score here. Jaylen Brown, double covered, doesn't matter. Jaylen Brown makes the 2, and now Boston on the following possession. Going to try to ice the game. Jason Tatum hits the moving mid-ranger, and it's a 7-point game. The Sonics find themselves in trouble. Oscar answers with a slam. He now has 19 points, and it's a 5-point game. The Sonics are not out of it with 40 seconds to go. It might be time to start playing the foul game soon. Conley's layup bounces in. An unlucky break there for the Seattle Sonics. They are down by 7, and they need to get off the shot quickly. Hampton gets it to Reddish. Back to Hampton, who doesn't really know what to do with it. Takes the 3 off the back iron. And now Seattle has to play the foul game. And down by 7, their chances of winning do not look high. So we will go to the end of this game. A hard-fought one, but a loss here for the Sonics. Their first loss after the All-Star break, snapping their 4-game win streak. 112-103 is your final. Not an awful showing from Seattle outside of that third quarter. I think overall we did not look too bad. Buzz with a double-double of 19 and 10. Oscar also had 19. 16 for Poole, 16 for Reddish, Hampton, and Walker also in the double figures. Jakob Poeltl I thought was fairly impressive. He had 5 blocks. Jason Tatum was unreal. He had 42. Jaylen Brown was pretty good as well. 22 points, even though he was hobbling around. So that's where we're going to end today's episode. 34-30. With 16 games left to go in the season, we are currently the 6th seed, and with only a couple more episodes left here in the regular season, it is time to put all hands on deck here in the final month of the season if we want to make the playoffs for the first time in this series. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Make sure to like the button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let me know what you thought of all the trades and the All-Star stuff in the comments below. Peace out.